We are present at the camp of Assam Rifles in Imphal, and the process for rehabilitation and relief work to provide a safe passage to these people have started. The troops of Assam Rifles are already lining up the people who have to be rescued and have to be provided a safe passage. These are tribals who are stranded in Imphal. They will be taken to tribal areas, and they all are here waiting with their belongings to board. The trucks and the patients that were injured during the violence have also been lined up and loaded into the ambulances. Soon the convoys will start from here, and all of these people will be provided a safe passage by the Assam Rifles so that they can safely reach to their respective homes in their respective areas. It's not just the humans but also the pets who are being rescued by the forces that are deployed here. After days of violence, it's finally a moment of respite for these people. We'll try and speak to some of them. Sir, hi. I just want to understand one thing. Finally, you are going home. It's been about a week that you were here and in different camps. How are you feeling now?
Now
What is the feeling like?
we feel very happy, and we are also very thankful to the army officer who has rescued all of us. Otherwise, it would be a very.
Your children are also here?
Yeah, my children.
Okay. मैम ह्यूमंस तो है ही बट डॉग को भी रेस्क्यू आपका ये पेट है पेट बच्चों की तरह होता है हाउ आर यू फीलिंग राइट नाउ यू आर गोइंग टू अ सेफ प्लेस द आर्मी हैज हेल्प्ड यू हाउ आर यू फीलिंग
Happy.
आर यू फीलिंग हैप्पी from my get up you can understand that, or you can figure it out that I'm wearing the vest of the Indian Army. In fact, I'm traveling with the Indian Army right now, and I will tell you all about the evacuation, the safe creation of safe passages, and how the Indian Army along with other troops are contributing in rescue and relief works. Ever since the clashes broke out between the two communities, the Indian Army was roped in the initial days because the law and order situation was deteriorating, and the Indian Army was called in to restore that law and order. But it was not just securing the city, securing the places. The Indian Army has now expanded into much larger roles as far as the entire procedure is concerned. Because right now what we are doing is an operation of how a safe passage is created for people from one spot to another spot. In fact, I'll give you the entire brief of how this operation started. We are doing a rescue, or rather a rehabilitation and a relief operation for the tribal community, and similar kind of operations are being done by the Indian Army for the Meitei community as well. The clashes started, to give you just a brief background of the clashes, it started because of a High Court order that the Meitei community should be given the ST status, but the tribal communities, the traditional tribal communities, including the Kuki communities, the Naga communities, they were opposed to the fact that Meiteis will be given the tribal status, because when we talk about the demography of the state, about 53% population is Meitei, but they usually reside in about 10% of the land. The tribal population, somewhere around 45%, 44 to 45%, they reside in 90% of the land that is in the hills, and that is the ruckus all about, because once there is ST status to the Meitei population, they can also buy land in the hills. So that was not acceptable by the tribal populations of the state, and that is why the clashes started. Once the clashes started, there was violence. Initially there was a peace rally, but that peace rally turned into a bit violent rally. Then there were clashes between the two communities. It erupted to a larger scale, and almost all the Kuki people who were living in Imphal have now moved out to the tribal regions. Tribal areas of the state, and similarly the Meitei population that was living in the tribal areas have now shifted to the valley. After the situation worsened, the army was called in. Army is doing all sort of work, and right now, as you can see, this work is kind of a safe passage creation. In fact, the troops that we are traveling with are of 20 jar. There you can see this kind of formation is done usually once the vehicles are stopped to provide a perimeter for the people who are being transported. The buses and the ambulances are carrying the injured people, and these are being protected by these troops. As you can see, all of these troops have now started to get off. They will be creating a perimeter, and this will continue till the time they reach to a desired place. That is where we are going right now, and in this instance we are going to Churachandpur, where these people will be transported from here to Churachandpur. Similarly, the Meitei population have also been brought in by the Indian Army, and they have been brought in here. This is the kind of operation. Safe passage is being provided to all the communities. Indian Army has deployed the light machine guns on these trucks. QRT teams have been formed, that is quick reaction teams, and this QRT is made for a sole purpose. It is mounted here for a sole purpose that if there is any kind of disturbance, any kind of problem, then the QRT becomes the first shield to protect all of the rest of the convoy. As you can see behind us, following is the convoy of the Indian Army, and these kind of operations are carried out almost all day, every day, 24/7. Several round trips are being made by the Indian Army to provide safe passage to everyone who needs it, as well as to maintain law and order. And this kind of operation will continue. The valor and the bravery of our Indian Army jawans and soldiers and officers will continue till the time law and order is restored in the state, as well as all the people are provided a safe passage that they are looking for. In Manipur, I'm Akshay Dongre for India Today.